Welcome to episode 11 of Cowboy Bebop. Last time we had a really good jet-centric episode. So, see what we get this week. You never know when it's going to suddenly give you backstory and a great emotional arc for a main character, or if we'll just have a random fun space adventure chasing a bounty. You never know. So, let's get into it. We'll watch it and then we'll have a discussion at the end. So, let's go with episode 11 in 3, 2, 1, play. I do want to see more of Ed, since she just showed up recently, joined the crew, last time just kind of in the background, fishing, so I want to see her contributing and what kind of stuff we can get with her now that she's here. But the episode is called Toys in the Attic, so I don't know, could be. Focus on her, and never know. What I do know is I get to listen to the OP. Which is not a bad thing at all. Also, last episode, Faye got really tan. I don't know if she will stay that tan. But it was the good scene. There was good... Yes, good scene. Yes. Just let the opening play. It's parts of it where you don't want to talk during it and you just want to listen. But here we go. Where are we right now? What point of view is this? Like a rat crawling through a sewer or something. What the hell's happening? Okay, an ominous opening. Is this the horror episode? What's going on here? Yeah, that is true. Jet keeping his journal. What are you gonna do to make some quick cash? I wouldn't trust her during anything like this at all. Dude, just go with your first instinct. Whoa! You see what happens? Okay, that's one way to do it, I guess. So maybe this one, they won't have a bounty, they won't have anything particular to do, it's just like them doing stuff on the ship. Maybe there's whatever... Damn. Dude. That's why he's naked. Toys in the attic, there's something somewhere doing something in this ship, I don't know. Now he actually is naked, alright. Not good. That could be fun, just an episode on the ship. What? Yeah, there's a... Okay, well, whatever it is was chasing that rat, or mouse, whatever. Ein. Go get it. I've definitely heard the title of this episode before. And usually if that's the case... I'd say that's true. Usually if that's the case, that means it's either one of the least liked or the most liked episodes. Either way, it's just one that gets talked about. So we'll see how it goes. What the hell is this? Jet's naked. It's not the time to have some chupacabra on the loose. A lesson with each of the characters here, huh? So that sound was him brushing his teeth. It was pretty good. Yeah, I mean, you knew she was going to cheat. Come on. Who do you think you're playing against here? Intruder alert! The hell is this thing? Oh, damn. Is it a damn zombie? What the hell is it going to happen when it bites somebody? What is it going to do to them? Was it just a rat, or was that... No, it wasn't the rat that did it. He's going to turn into a damn vampire. I knows that something's up. Is this like it'll be like the episode of Community where they all turn into zombies. Then you gotta turn on the AC. It's pretty creepy knowing there's something there, watching, not knowing what it is. Oh, yeah. Grind it up. Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. If you want to get rid of the sores, you take what you can get. That doesn't, weird that you drink something for sores, not apply a topical medication, which I guess is what the first stuff probably was. What if it's actually good? Somehow. I doubt it. No, he died. Well, we had him saying goodbye to Elisa last time for his tragic death this time. What a twist. No, but seriously, that bite? Whatever it is, serious. No. So how did it get on the ship? Ebola, it's nothing normal. Pay attention to the dog. Yeah, I guess. Or it could be a rat just infected with something crazy. That big zombie mutant rat. We? Yeah, it could be. That's fairly different, but either way, both entirely possible in this world. Oh, okay. It brought us to the fan service scene. What a nice creature it is. That's actually terrifying, though. Something just dropping down like that when you're in a state like that. I would pay more attention to it if I were you. She's not tan anymore, by the way. Okay, no, you're not. You want them to hold still for something like that? No. Did she get bitten on the foot? I would say so. Also, how will they cure this thing? Is it going to turn out that one of those weird medicines that Spike happened to have will somehow end up working? Wow. Yeah, the reality's hitting her pretty hard. She hasn't committed any crimes, she says? Is that right? I mean, gambling, obviously not a crime. Has she not? Has she not? Don't know a lot about her past. Lesson 3. That's a bad lesson. That's not... No, let's not with that one. Alright, lessons from Edward. Maybe do the opposite. If he has a van, get in it. If he offers you candy, eat it. Lesson 3. Alright, you little maniac. Don't get the dog! No! That's sad. It's a little squid creature thing. No! Help Ein! He knew about it before any of you. You didn't pay attention. You saw it on your thing, and you're just like, oh, is it broken? This is music, very different than usual Cowboy Bebop, but it's doing a good job at what it's trying to do. If you can even call it music, just this noise. It's actually lacking music for the most part. It's probably why it feels so different. Actually, that's probably a big part of it, the lack of music. That's such a huge part of the show. Oh shit, Ripley time, gear up. God damn. Still doesn't taste good though. Where'd Ed go? You know, when you have a show, episodic show, in space, on a spaceship, I guess you can't have an episode that's not somewhat inspired by Alien. Nobody dies, though. We'll tone it down a bit. They just get sick. I don't know if there will be any kind of explanation as to what this thing is. I would kind of be fine if we never even saw it at all. That would be creepy. But I don't know how they're going to cure it. That's the thing that I want to know about. Okay, just a trip. A little more this time. It's fast. It's just this amorphous blob. It's fast as shit. What does it even bite with? It's got teeth in there somewhere. Burn the dude. Go in the gas and... I don't know if that's a good idea. Go in there to get it to chase you. I'm glad it's not just like a rat-type creature or any kind of animal. It's just a blob. It's just slime. It's just some weird space thing. Is that working? It's shriveling up. Is it like food? Food that somehow went bad? Or something that was in the fridge? It's a lobster? What? How did it turn into that? Is that what happens to lobsters in the fridge? Or like... Gross. You created a new species. I don't know how you did it, but you did. Lobster? Just eject. Eject the fridge. Just get it out. Let some poor sap out there find it. People traveling through space, they're hungry. We found a refrigerator! Great! Then they open it and, oh shit. They don't have to deal with that, though. It's still here, still on your ship. Bit him, too. Where'd Edward go? But what about Slimy? Hang on for a little bit longer. Well, there that goes. This door's closed real slow. You're good. Ow. That's the lesson. You shouldn't... Yeah. Ed just went to sleep. We did see her there before. But I was like, what the hell is she doing? And... Oh! She just ate it. I assume she'll be fine. How do you cure them, though? The hell's happening? Maybe it's not deadly. Maybe they'll just get sick for a little bit and then they'll be fine. Now we get some music that's a little more what you might expect. Not see you, Space Cowboy? Just the end? The hell are you talking about? The hell just happened? So I guess they survived since the show's not over. That was odd. Let's go ahead and talk about that one. Alright, episode 11. The alien on the ship, which was a lobster the whole time. So, this one is very different than usual. There's no bounty to go after. We don't even leave the ship. They have nothing to do, like Jed is talking about at the beginning. When you're self-employed, you rely on these bounties, these things to do to go get money. When you've got nothing, well then you've got no job, you've got nothing to do, they're just on the ship. Jet's losing all his stuff. Why would you trust her in a game like that? You think she's not going to cheat? First of all, you don't switch. If you choose evens, you don't then switch, no, never mind odds. Go with your first instinct. But either way, it doesn't matter, because you shouldn't be playing against her in the first place, because obviously she's going to cheat. So, come on. What are you doing? But, yeah, they got nothing to do, and so we do an Alien homage. With some other movie references, too. I'm sure it references 2001. I've never seen that, so I don't know all the details about that movie, but I could tell that it referenced it at least some, but it was mostly Alien. I loved when Spike was getting all ready at the end with all his guns and the poker and everything that he had with him to go fight this thing. That was fun. But, yeah, this would be the one that you could most accurately describe as filler out of all the episodes so far, if you wanted to use that term, just because it's a very, very self-contained, just on the ship, which that excited me at first, the concept of just having an episode entirely on the ship. And it was also interesting just seeing the way that it opened with this red POV of like something going through vents or whatever, and it's like, what the hell is this thing? And having like a horror, ominous tone from the start. Those things were definitely exciting. I like that it did that it had this different tone, and that it had an episode that was entirely on the ship. Overall, my least favorite episode, at least one of them, definitely, obviously was not as intriguing as most. It is a simple bottle episode where there's this, it in a way, it's a kind of a filler episode. You do get some good stuff from the characters, good interactions from them, like Jet and Faye playing the game and the way she talks to Spike about it afterward. And you have these lessons sprinkled throughout, which were nice as well. Like with Jet, people should work to earn their money. You're gonna face karma if you try to take it easy or live off of other people. And people often learn or forget the lessons that they've learned and need to be taught again. Faye, how she doesn't trust people, things don't go well for her when she trusts other people, and that it's survival of the fittest, it's about fooling people or being fooled. My favorite, Edward's, if you see a stranger, follow him. Good advice, Ed. You did it. And Spike, don't leave stuff in the fridge. Okay, yeah, I agree with that one, sure. Yeah, why not? Which could be interpreted in just a greater thematic sense of, not forgetting about your past. But either way, specifically here, we're talking about don't forget about the things you put in the fridge. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't bored by parts of this episode. The first time we get the POV of this thing, it's like, ooh, what is this? But then when we get it several more times, it's like, okay, yeah, I know. It's there. I got it. Some of the shots where it focuses on the characters, like Faye walking down that narrow area, and she's looking behind her, and we know there's something there, and it's probably watching her, and then you see the shot from its perspective looking through the vent. That kind of stuff is good. Kind of sets up the horror tone. The music is what really separated this episode from normal Cowboy Bebop for me, because there isn't much. Of what little we get throughout most of it is just like this high-pitched horror noise. And then at the end, really kind of feels like Cowboy Bebop with the music. But the fact that it was silent for so much of it really made it feel different. I noticed that partway through the episode. I was like, oh yeah, there's a lack of music. That's why I'm feeling this disconnect from typical Bebop. But yeah, and just the fact that, it played out the way you think it would. Because it's like Alien. They just kind of get taken out one by one. If it had just been Jet who got bitten and was out of commission, and then maybe we get an episode of the other four, or even if it was like maybe one other person who got taken out, and then we get, and I mean, when I say other four, that includes Ein, who doesn't have much to contribute, but whatever. The other ones, maybe if two were taken out, and then the other two have to go get it, that could be good, because we could get some bonding between them or something if it was just Jet taken out, and then we get Spike, Faye, and Ed all going after it. But it just plays out like you think it would, and they get taken out one by one. Edward never does. So yeah, Spike and Ed are still there at the end, but they went their separate ways. We don't see Ed for a while. She's just asleep, and then she eats it. And yeah, the resolution, obviously I know they're not going to die. Spike's not going to get sucked out of the opening. They're not going to die from this poison. But it was intriguing at the start when they're looking through the database and they can't match it to anything, and it just seems like a really bad situation. I think they maybe set the stakes a little too high by having that scene and thinking like, oh, well, seems like death is probably likely. Which, by the way, Faye, I do like the scene when she was freaking out about possibly dying. Says she's never committed any crimes. That cannot be true. But anyway, it really made it seem like, okay, they could die here. Obviously, they're not going to. They're going to get a cure for this. But then by the end, we find out, I guess that it just wasn't really a problem. I guess it just wasn't fatal. Because the episode just ends. Like, I was curious what this thing was, but I was open to the idea of never even addressing it at all, and maybe never even showing it in full. I like what we saw, that it wasn't like a mutant rat, it was just like a blob, and that was pretty cool the way it worked and how fast it was and everything. But if we just never got explanation, and then it was just gone, that would be cool. Like, how did it get on the ship? That would be cool, leaving it ambiguous. That would be creepy. But my main question was, how would they cure them? What are they going to use for that? But then it just turns out, I guess they are just fine. It just actually wasn't even a big deal. Which, okay, I mean, sure. And then Ed just eats it. That's how we take care of it. She just grabs it and eats it, and there you go. And that's funny. Sure. Guess she just no harm from that. If there is, she gets over it, because I know they don't die here. So yeah, I don't think maybe the tones totally worked, like with it seeming like a serious situation when them being bitten and poisoned by this thing, but then overall having a rather goofy resolution. Which overall, like, I don't think that's the main problem with the episode, or if it's even a problem. I think it could have been better had it either been more serious or more comedic. But the way it was, I do still think worked fine. My main issue with the episode is that parts of it were just boring. You see the thing scurrying around and you're like, I know, it's here, I get it. You see them looking for it and ignoring Ein, and you're like, yeah, I know, it's there. They're getting picked off one by one, and you're like, yeah, I know that's gonna happen, I know that's what's happening. And, there's not much to it, there's not much to think about. There's a thing on the ship, and it bites them, and then they get it. And, that's just a simple little filler episode. It's not really something to think back on. It's not that the episode was horrible or anything like that. Even the ending where it turns out, oh, I guess they're just all fine. I think that works with the structure of Cowboy Bebop. And just to start the next episode and be like, yeah, that was settled, that was that episode, they're fine. I think that works, especially for what the episode is, this very self-contained, simple, fillerish episode. It's just not that interesting. There's not much to say about it, It's not that memorable compared to many of the other things that have happened in Cowboy Bebop. When you think about that plot and how it wrapped up, it's not much to really reflect on like there may usually be. It's just, it's fine for what it is. But what it is kind of inherently less interesting than what most of the other episodes have been. I'm sure a lot of people like it for being different, and I definitely appreciate that. I do like the idea of having an episode just on the ship, and of having an episode like this with there's an alien or something like that on the ship. I think that's cool. But, it is what it is. It's a very simple little episode, and it's not really going to be one that sticks with me, especially after last week, which was, I think, far superior. So that's it. Let me know what you think of the episode. If you enjoy it, if you think it's kind of in the middle, if you don't enjoy it at all. Curious to hear your thoughts. We can talk about it more in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, want to be notified when new videos come out, share the video around if you can. Check out the description for links to the Discord if you want to come hang out, and the Patreon if you want to support the channel, get early videos and all that stuff. So thank you guys, and see you in the next one.